Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This evening we are going to study the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the page 940. Let us begin with this. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhirilitam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam srimadatatam bhuvi gnanti e bhurida janaha. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is in Kashipur and he is concluding his mission, we can say, the divine mission for which he came. Now, in that conclusion, he is making two different groups of people. One, the devotees, and another, the dedicated, the monastics. We find he is giving, the discussion is always on the jnana and bhakti. Because these are the two major paths by which one can realize God. So what is jnana? He said, even after attaining jnana, the jnani can live in the world. The jnani can live in the world. Who is a jnani? Who has realized that everything is nothing but the consciousness. Now, after realization of that, how can he survive? How can he live? Because all the attention, all the attraction, all the thought about the body, maintenance of the body, it goes away. Everything is nothing but the consciousness. So those who have realized this, how they will be interested to eat or to drink or to take care of their bodies? So they don't like to live at all. But the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned that some people, they can. Why? Retaining Vidya Maya. What is this Vidya Maya? This is very interesting. He himself is mentioning over here. The Vidya Maya means, that is to say, bhakti, compassion, renunciation. Now, bhakti is devotion. Devotion to whom? Devotion to that truth, that consciousness which is all pervasive, everywhere. He is having the devotion to that truth, that bhakti. Then compassion, people around, they are not understanding it. They are thinking they are suffering. They are thinking they can extract joy. They can get success in this worldly life. So their compassion for them, unnecessarily they are wasting their time. And then, of course, teaching the renunciation. What is the renunciation? Understanding the truth that this world is futile. Whatever is necessary, as long as it's necessary, utilize it and then leave it. So these are the things, such virtues, that is called Vidya Maya. Maya, any one of us, those who are the students of Vedanta, you know, the Maya is the conception, is a unique conception, is a unique truth, which is there but we cannot explain it. We can feel it, but we cannot explain it. Sanna asanna, uvayatmikana. Shankaracharya himself is mentioning, it is there, at the same time it is not there, and you cannot say that it is there and it is not there. As because when you are realizing that is yours, but the same thing another person standing by your side is not realizing. You see something and you get attached to that, attracted to that, and that is your Maya. But the next person standing by your side is seeing the same thing. It's not. We gave so many examples on that. So obviously it is there, at the same time it is not there. You cannot say it is there, you cannot say it is not there. So this is a very peculiar situation, and that is the main condition, source of our bondage. So this Vidya Maya, but when the Maya, that bondage comes in the form of compassion. Now a teacher goes to school, a student also goes to school, but the purpose of the both are different. One is going to give the knowledge, another is going to receive the knowledge. If the one who is going to receive the knowledge doesn't attend the classes or goes to school, he will never learn anything. But the other one, if he doesn't go to school, it doesn't matter to him because he knows the truth. He knows that knowledge. So he has already completed that. This is the difference. One who are living in this world without knowing the truth, are like the students in the school going to attain some knowledge. And one who is also living in this world, but after knowing the truth, is like the teacher. He is also regularly going to the school, attending the classroom, but free. Why he is going? Of course, we can say he goes to teach because that is a profession. But previously, people were there as a teacher. They used to go only for the compassion that these young boys, they won't be able to learn if we don't teach. They used to sacrifice everything for this education. A lot many examples are there in every society. So this is the difference. Vidya Maya. Now this serves two purposes. Those who are after the realization still continuing, why? Oh, I have understood it, but he has not. Let me go back and teach him. So this person, this Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, first is teaching of men, that is the main purpose, and second, enjoying the divine bliss. Now, I know everything is nothing but illusion. You know, those who are in the movie, attached with all those different things they do, some are cameramen at the back of the camera, some are technicians, and the moving they are making. Are they not enjoying the movie? They also enjoy the movie. So when they know everything is Maya, everything that they are doing is all false. The hero is jumping from the 15th floor, but touching down and then standing and again fighting. Of course, in Hindi, the classics in these movies, they're always all there. So we also believe, they also think that this goes on this way. But how it is possible? Is he truly jumping out from there? Of course he is jumping. But there are stings are there, then hanging and then coming down, all they practice. Those, the technicians who are helping the hero to perform like that, are they not enjoying? They're also enjoying with the knowledge. This is not true, but at the same time they are enjoying the action. I think this is very clear. They are there. They know this is not true. But at the same time, they enjoy it. Gyanis are like that. When a person is coming and crying, I am losing this, I am losing that, they look at them and say, okay, this is no problem, it will be afterwards, this is going to happen. So don't worry. That very moment, we may not understand him, rather misunderstand, but in reality, they are also enjoying the divine sports. The very classical example we can think of when in the Mahabharata, the Draupadi, the great queen, she was insulted and all people were there, including the greatest personality like the Bhishma, Devabrata Bhishma, he was also there. The people used to respect him because of his knowledge, and he was the most, among all those people, he was the elderly person. But he was also quietly observing that the lady was insulted by some of his almost grandchildren. Why? Then the lady appealed to that Bhishma. Sir, you are also here, but can't you ask them to stop it? He said, the lady, please wait, see what is going to happen. Why? He knew that Krishna will reveal his divinity having that particular incident, carrying that particular incident. The Krishna is going to reveal his divinity. He wanted the people should understand Krishna is not an ordinary person, he is a God. He can do anything he likes. He did, of course. He did a miracle, we can say. They went on doing something wrong and taking out the dress from the body of the lady. But the Krishna went on blessing. They never could complete that. Constantly supply it came. That is a unique. That now the question is why the Bhishma, he didn't ask them not to do that type of thing. He knew this is the sports, that is the game of the gods, all planned. He was also knowing the plan, the game, and things of the Lord. So he was waiting. But when we are reading the story, we are becoming agitated. Why this old man couldn't stop it? Or sometimes the people, those who were there, they were also wondering, how come? Draupadi herself was wondering why Bhishma, of all people, is not stopping them. So Jnani, those who know everything, they will wait. This is the way it goes. Now, a story, the writer, he has written the story. On the basis of that, they are making the movie or the drama. He could change all those situations. Why the heroine has to suffer so much, why the hero has to suffer so much. He could change the situation. But he wanted that it should be like this. There should be, the drama means like that. And now if you say, why like this, just make it very simple, then there is no story. The divine play means somebody is suffering, somebody is creating the suffering, this is happening. But those who have realized that, they are present in that, but not affected by that. Why? They know what is going to happen afterwards. This, sometimes you will find that when you take our very near and dear ones to the hospital, we think what is going to happen, why he or she cannot talk, but the doctor, they will come and they will see, don't worry, we will take care, you go and sit over there. We feel, why the doctor is not taking care? The doctor knows what is happening. He knows that I will come and I will give an injection or apply some medicine, things will be all right. But so many times he has seen that from the experience he does, they are not disturbed. But we are. Why? Ignorance. Because we do not know what is going to happen afterwards. And they are there, involved in it, but not disturbed. That is the point. The jnani, they are there and they know what is going to happen, so they enjoy the sports, divine sports. The jnani, after attaining this Brahma Jnana, they still remain in this. And they, for two purposes. One, compassion, to teach the people that what you are thinking really very important, it is not. So don't worry about it. So this is the way it goes. Shankaracharya kept the ego of knowledge. Ego, but knowledge. If the ego is there, then your body will retain. I am going to teach them. I am going to do this. I have to go and sit with them. That is there. If the I is not there, the body won't remain. So this is the reason, the ego of knowledge. And further, a jnani lives as a devotee in the company of the bhaktas in order to enjoy and drink the deep of bliss, the deep of the bliss of God. The God is there and people are praying for God. They are meditating. They are arranging different celebrations for God. Jnani, he knows it, but he enjoys it. It may be like this when the children, they are playing. I have seen that the two groups of children, they are in two different localities, and they are bringing their dolls and they will be exchanging these, that. There is a celebration. Parents are also there. They are also helping them. From one group, they are bringing their, and then this group is also, they will be facing each other. Hardly 3 years, 4 years, 5 years old, they are excited. And his doll is good, her doll is good, like this going on. Parents are also there. They are also excited. They are also clapping. They are also laughing. They are also saying different words. But they know this is nothing but fun. But the children are not. We are the children. Though maybe we are going to die, although old age, but in spirituality we are children, we do not know, and that is why we cry for everything. We are anxious. Oh, what is going to happen? Nothing is going to happen. If you have that knowledge, then you are a jnani. But after the jnana, some people say enough is enough. Why unnecessarily spend time? They go and then sit inside a cave, meditate, and then they die. They give up the body because they have no connection with the body. But some people say, why? I have understood it and let me go and teach it. Because others are there. These are the two different. So, how they will survive? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, ego is necessary, but that ego is not binding. But that ego will give you, one, compassion for others, second, joy to enjoy. Sorry, that is the enjoying the divine play. So this is the way you can understand this. The ego of knowledge and the ego of devotion can do no harm. Another word Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is using, ego of devotion. Now the devotee, a true devotee, he knows that everything is nothing but everything is nothing but the God's divine play. God is compassionate, God knows what He is doing, and God has created Himself in so many different ways. A one who is enjoying, one who is suffering, one who is neutral, all are nothing but the same God. The God has taken different forms. In Hinduism, they say the same God, they wanted to create this universe, and in different scripture, in different way, and the same truth they mention. The one day the God created himself half male, half female. We are thinking in that way. God only thought and everything was created. But we think that there should be a female, there should be a male, then only this creation will be there. So, as because from there we are thinking as if God created himself, because he was the only one. There is no other two. Then naturally, where from the lady came, where from the, in the Christian, they say that the God created a man and a woman, Adam and Eve. The God created. In Hinduism, they say God himself became a man and a woman. The same thing. God created means out of what? Out of himself. There is no other things. This point we have to understand, and we must understand, the moment we think that there is another substance, another thing is there, except God, then there is a collision. God cannot be the infinite, it becomes finite. And anything that is finite is going to be destroyed. Can God die? Swami Vivekananda asks. No, because it is infinite. There is nothing except God. Now the devotee, he knows it, that everything is nothing but God. Whatever I see is nothing but God. And in the Hindi they say, in the Indian language, yatra yatra netra pade, tatra tatra Krishna spure. Wherever I look, I see only the God. In the Bhagavad Gita also mentioned, whoever sees me in everything and everything in me, he is a true jnani, true bhakta. Except God, there is nothing. And that is the reason we have to have the knowledge of one. But the devotee wants to God to be separated. No, I don't like to be merging in the God. So God should be separate, I am separate. I am going to cook for God, I am going to prepare the garland for God, I am going to do this, I am going to do that. That is my joy. So this is the way there. And how it was created? God created himself as a man and a woman, and then from there all this came. So this is one conception in the devotion. So ego of devotion means God is there and God is doing everything. I am going to enjoy the sports of the God. There's the story in the Ramayana. They say when the the great that so many everyone was killed by Rama, including Ravana. When Ravana died, naturally Rama came and they captured. And as usual in the war, they were all the soldiers, they were entering into the palaces, searching for things. Then they found Ravana's mother is trying to hide. She was an old lady. Everyone was killed, everyone died. Then why she wanted to survive? Observing that, the brother Lakshmana, he asked Rama, look at that lady. She has lost everyone, but still she is trying to live. So how much attachment to the body? Rama said, is it? Go and ask her. Ram knew why she is doing that. Now, Lakshmana went to ask that lady, hey, why you are trying to, we are not going to harm you anyway, but why you are trying to survive? Because you have lost everyone. Then the lady, she told, you know why? Because I know Rama is God. And as long as I will survive, I can see so many other sports of the God. I like to enjoy. Can you imagine? She was a true devotee. The ego of devotee. She wanted to survive not for herself. She knew that her body and all the relation, the son and this daughter and son-in-law and all this, everything is nothing but Maya. She knew it. But she wanted to retain her own personality separate from God so that she can enjoy what the God is doing. God is punishing the wrongdoers. She's happy because she is not attached with the Ravana, my son and this neighbor. That is okay, but he was not a good person, so he is punished, that is okay. But who is coming to give the punishment? God himself. This point, if we can understand, then we understand that she was not the heart was not there, she was no love for the children, nothing like that. She knew everything, but at the same time, ego of devotion. She wanted to survive, she knew except God there is nothing. So obviously, who created Ravana? God himself. Who is the God? Rama. Then Rama and Ravana, they are fighting and so many things are happening. They'll enjoy that. So this is the way, if we understand, both are same. The ego of knowledge and ego of devotion. In the knowledge they say it is everything is consciousness, and the devotion it is say everything is God. That much. So it says the ego of a child, and it is like the wicked I that is harmful. But when we say I, when I am attached to this body and body connected with some family, some society, some religion, some linguistic group, and so many. So me and mine, me goes with this body, associated with this body. There is an I. But that is, according to Sri Ramakrishna, wicked I that binds. When you say I, when I say I do not know actually what I, this body or the mind. Which body? When I was a baby or this body? Body is constantly changing. The moment I am pointing, it has changed. So which that I? There is no I actually. So this is the way if we think, this will be one, then we will be thinking, oh my God, what is happening? I cannot say I because if you reason, there is no I. To where from this I came? Maya. You are thinking. And why I am thinking? Ignorance. You are associated with this. This is the problem. So in the spiritual life, the only one thing that is knowledge. And what is that knowledge? I am God. But there are some people, they will be coming with the sticks and, hey, it is a sacrilege. You cannot be God. You are a sinner. They will come and beat you. But there is no sinner at all. There is no purity, there is no sin. In that way, if you think, actually there is nothing. For the jnani, it is nothing. So this is the main. Sometimes after the movie, there'll be critics will be there. After the story book, critics will be there. So they'll say, why it has been done, why this is not like this, why this is this, why that is that, so many things. But the person who was composing, who was writing, he wrote in his own way. He thought it should be like this, it should be like that. Now God is creating like this. And who will go and ask God, hey, why you have created the person like, huh? It's like this. So this is the way a devotee thinks everything is okay. Why? God has created it. And the jnani thinks everything is okay. Why? In reality, there is nothing there. This is the two lines going and meeting in the same point. And this say there is no harm in the ego of a child. A child not connected with the body. If you ask a child, what is your name? They are not interested to tell the names. Why? The body is not associated. And then mother will say, the father will say, the relatives will say, tell your name, tell your... Then they will prompt also. Your name is this. Then, since you have already said it is okay. So they don't bother about the name. So like that, why? Because they are not associated with the body. That's why child's ego is my mother, it is my father, it is my thing. But the next moment they will leave that and go. It is my, but no attachment at all. What we should do is this. We should practice that. As long as I am surviving, I am associated with this body, I cannot go beyond, I am practicing, I am trying. We should try to live in the child's ego of a child. Or it is like a born to rope, which appears to be a rope, but disappears at the slightest pop. The returning to the relative plane after reaching the absolute is like coming back to the shore of a river after going to the other side. Same place is going from here to there and coming back from there. After the passing away of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharada Mani Devi, she was crying, and like the wife crying for the dead husband, she was crying. Then suddenly Sri Ramakrishna appeared before her and said, why you are crying like an ordinary woman? You know that I am not dead. Only I left the body. Where have I gone? From this room to that room. That means I just left this body, but I was there all through. I was living in the body, I left the body, that much. So this is called jnana. Mother knew, but at the same time, as because she was in the human body, she was enacting. And not that she was not knowing, she knew everything. When the Sri Ramakrishna was very sick, Mother went to a very famous Shiva temple. And people used to say, if you go to the Shiva temple and there 3 days or 5 days if you fast without taking even water and incessantly pray to Shiva, your prayer will be answered. When she was going, Sri Ramakrishna pointed, and at that time he was not in a condition to speak, so he, in a gesture, he showed, don't go, it is not necessary. But Mother went over there. And she was, as people they think, and she was told that you should bathe in this pond, and with the wet clothes you should lie down over here and pray to the Shiva. She did that. And then one night she heard the breaking of some things. After the using the earthen pots, they leave over there as if someone is breaking those. That means it is as unnecessary as like that. Sometimes a mad person, he came and he was breaking that, sound was there in the night. Mother immediately got up and said, it's just like that, breaking an earthen pot. What is this body? As an earthen pot. Any time it can break. But inside this body, the consciousness, it is going to remain all the time. And that immediately she stood up and asked the other people who were attending her, come, let us go back. She came back and Sri Ramakrishna smiled. What happened? Mother knew that, but why she did it? Because the ordinary people will say, look at that, a wife, when the husband is suffering, she is not doing anything. This is the trauma. And Mother and Sri Ramakrishna are not different. They are the same spirit. Only in one Mother form, another Sri Ramakrishna form, that's all. Someone was criticizing Mother, not knowing. So, oh, Mother doesn't do this. Sri Ramakrishna used to meditate right from the morning. Mother is only working. She is cooking food, is not meditating. Like that, people always, they find some fault. And then Sri Ramakrishna heard, that time he was in the boat, he called her, that lady, and told, don't you know who is she? You are criticizing her? Never ever think in that way. She and me are not different. We are the same. I have taken this form and she has taken that form, but the same spirit, same Brahman. We cannot be separated. Like the Shiva and the Kali, you cannot separate them. Like the fire and the burning power of the fire, you cannot separate them. The God and His active power, you cannot separate them. The Mother and Sri Ramakrishna are not different. This is called jnana. But at the same time, oh, Mother is there, we have to go and serve the Mother, how the Mother will eat. She is a lady, she cannot do this, she cannot do that. In our country, in those days, aristocratic ladies, they never used to go for the shopping and anything. So they'll never go. So obviously, we have to do that for her devotion. She knows everything, so we need not to do anything. There's the jnana. So this way, if we are understanding, truth is one. But sages call it by various names because manifest in different way. Sri Ramakrishna was talking in a very low voice. Addressing the devotees, he said, the body is so ill, but the mind is free from avidya maya. The body, I cannot control the body because it's a mixture of 5 things. Shiti, Apa, Tej, Marut and Boma. So these are the 5 things that is there, mixture of these. So it will go according to its own. But the mind that I am having, that is under my control. Now it is free from avidya maya. Why we suffer? Because we think that I am suffering. Otherwise there is no suffering. Why we enjoy? Because we think that I am enjoying. Is it not very peculiar? But that is the truth. So this is the way everything is on me. And who is thinking? Mind. Now if I become the master of my mind and I ask the mind, hey, don't react in that way. That's all. The day you say that I am not going to, sometimes as a chain smoker and continuously is smoking, then someone told, hey, why you are doing like this? You are the master of your own mind. Tell your mind, I won't smoke. That's all. He said, that's true. Why the mind is constantly instigating me to smoke? I am not. He threw out all that. He was free. Truly, I saw that. The day, that very moment he took out the packet of cigarettes and threw it, of course someone else picked it up, the full packet of cigarettes, why you are throwing? So now another person started smoking. But this man, that very moment, and I was observing, he was free. So why just say like that? In a beautiful way in our scripture, in Sanskrit it says, you are the lion. You are the lion. Have you not seen the lion when they are chained? If the moment they get the opportunity, they break the chain and jump. And that is the power that comes out. Nirgachati jagat jalat pinjaradiva keshari. Keshari means the lion. Keshara, that the keshari is the lion. What is happening? Is breaking the chains. What are the chains? I am this, I am that, I am suffering, he is not looking at me, he is not giving this, all these things. This is that weakness, the moment you overcome that, you are completely free. So this power is within. That power, how it comes? With the sadhu sangha. And what is the sadhu? The one who has completely given his mind to God, or one who has realized the truth. And who will be the better sadhu than Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself? So we study the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and we get the inspiration. It is God alone who has kept this Vidya Maya in me for the good of men, for the welfare of the devotees. Now the Sri Ramakrishna, he is given the reason why he is here. In fact, those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, they must be knowing that when Sri Ramakrishna, he completed all this sadhana only to show us, then afterwards he decided one day, I know everything now. This world that I see is nothing but the Maya. So why should I have to leave? Let me give up the body. And when that was like that, suddenly he saw there's smoke is coming out from the just bare the floor. Still that floor is there in Dakshineswar, the red cement floor. He was sitting over there and then that smoke came and it took the form of the white beard and white hair, a rishi. And he spoke out, no, you cannot do that. Don't give up the body. You have to live in this world to teach the world. Bhab mukhe thaka. That was the dictum he gave to Sri Ramakrishna. You have to leave, but how can I leave knowing all these things are false? Then he said, no, you have to live as if this is true. You know the reality, but at the same time, as if this is true, this world is true, like that, bhava mukhe. I know the truth, but at the same time, I am living in this world as if this is true. So this is the way you have to. Then if you notice that in the dramas, and Rabindranath himself, he used to compose the drama and sometimes he has to enact himself. He was as an actor. Then when he is walking like a king, then his fingers and others, that is in the way he goes, like a king, very powerful and confident, of course egoistic. His body just completely different. So that is the way the king is showing. If you see the picture, some of them, of course nowadays so many are there, but Rabindranath used to do the drama, not movie. So they used to show like that. Who composed? Rabindranath. Who is enacting? Rabindranath. And why he is doing? Because he himself has composed that. And he said, a king should walk like this. The dress should be like this. All the costumes, he himself thought the costume should be like this. The king's costume should be like this. Dress should be like this. When he is walking from here to here, he is walking like this. His shoe should be like this. Hand should be like this. And then there should be a sword and all. Now, Rabindranath knew everything. Where will be the sword? Where will be how much? But even then, he was doing the same thing. Exactly like that. Why I am giving this example, the God, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna created this world. Then he created as Sri Ramakrishna himself. then he was also playing with us and guiding us. So look at this. The people who are trying to grab the money and thinking that they are enjoying, they are actually suffering. So much of tension every night, every day, every moment. And nowadays, in those days, I don't know whether there was not who is the richest person in the world. There's a group of people. They will be going and inquiring, and they are in their report. Oh, this time this person is having the topmost among the richest. Why? He is having this trillion, and then only another 2 billion less. So the second. And this fellow will think, oh, if I could have another 2 billion, I could be on the fast. Now, all the time running for that. They do not know how much wealth they are having. And they are not careful how much actually they are enjoying. They are not. This is the problem. So, this is the way if we think, they are suffering, constantly suffering. Tension is always there. Every time they are thinking, who is having that order, who is supplying this, what is the market price, these. Can you imagine? Of course, when they go in their own flight and we have to purchase a ticket and go in the line and all that. That differences are there. But suffering is much more for those people. Why? They have taken it so seriously. And ours, if we think in this way, look at the life of a Swami. They know that it is nothing there, but still they are living, enjoying everything they are doing, but not attached to it. And that is why when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna first met Swami Vivekananda, I do not know whether coincidence or not, Sri Ramakrishna loved music, and wherever he went, he wanted to listen to the music. And one day he went to, in Calcutta, somebody's house, and he wanted to hear a music. There was no one singer. Then suddenly someone remembered that nearby in our neighborhood, Vivekananda is there, Narendranath is there, his pre-monastic name. Narendranath, he is a very good singer. And Narendranath loved to sing. He was not like that. If you ask singer, hey, can you please sing? Oh no, not today. I am having some throat pain. I am not having the notebook. And then I need the harmonium. And to tune the harmonium, 2 hours will go. And then for tabalchi, and then ultimately no song will be there. Narendranath simply asks and then he will come and sing. But he has a wonderful voice. You know which song he sang the first time when he met Sri Ramakrishna? Unknowingly he sang, and the meaning of that song was, why you are living in this world like a tourist. So come back to your own home. Mano chalo nijo niketane. O mind, let us go back to our own abode. Why you are wandering over here as a tourist? You have an own abode, you have your own house. Go back. So that song he sang, Sri Ramakrishna went into samadhi. Why? The meaning of that song, immediately this world, let me go back. Friends, this meditation, that means the withdrawing the mind from the sense objects. That is the greatest thing that we should learn. The moment we can do that, then there is no problem. So when we are suffering, the God wanted me to have this type of thing. It's okay. He will give me some other things also. There is no problem. By that way, if we are depending, you will find that it will lessen our suffering. I am enjoying so many people dying every moment, but God has given me a house. God has given me a family. God has given me food and a wonderful life. Why should I have to suffer? I am much, much, much better than millions and millions of people in the world. But shall I not be thankful to God for that? Just because He has not given me this and that, oh, I won't offer food to God because does God depend on your food? So it is your love only that you are giving. So this way, if we are thinking, who is benefited? Ourselves. And where from we are learning? From Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself. And that is why Knowing this world is temporary, God himself took a human form only to teach us. Then Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning the Vidya Maya. But if one retains Vidya Maya, one comes back to the world. The avatars keep this Vidya Maya. He is giving the indication. Avatars keep this Vidya Maya. So long as a man has even the slightest desire, he must be born again and again. This is Hinduism. Whether we believe it or not, accept it or not, any desire, you have to come back. But becoming free from desire, how it is possible? If I am serving the God, whatever I like to do, some people, that this was misinterpreted. And for many years, the Hindu monks, in a big number, they never worked. But they used to go to the villages and the householders, the collecting food from them, clothing from them, money from them, but doing nothing. Oh, no, if I do some work, I will be naturally, that work means some good and bad, and the bad effect will come on me, good also will bind me. So no work. Naish karma siddhi. If you are not working, then there is no karma phala, there is no action, no result. But what about your mind? When you are thinking, that is also action. We are doing very good work, but mentally criticizing this man, criticizing that man, and not good with that, not good with. By that way, whatever the good work that we do physically, mentally we lose that. That Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna gave a wonderful example that there is a small, the hole is there. One person is going on pouring water to fill up the jar, but is not filling it up. Why? From there the water is going out. As much he is pouring, that is also going out. We have to tap all those things. We have to close all those. We are not going to think anything negative, not going to do anything negative. And whatever we are doing, we should do it as a service of God. Without work, no one can stay. Obviously, we must have to work, but that work should be dedicated for the betterment of others. When you pray, pray for others, and then include yourself. And when we work, let other people also come, join, and be friendly. And if we can appreciate, then you are growing in spirituality. That is your benefit. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that if a person dies in Benares, he attains liberation. He is not born again. Liberation is the goal of the jnanis. Now he mentioned the Benares. Now that is the faith that the Hindus are having, and that's because Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said it must be there. So many people, they go and to die in Benares. But very peculiarly, they are staying there for 20 long years, waiting for the death to come. Every day their prayer is, oh death, please come, please come. You won't believe, if you go to the Benares, there are people who are waiting for death, meditating on death, and please come, please come. Why? The moment the death comes, as because it's a Shiva Kshetra, all the place of Shiva, I will be liberated. With the faith they go. One person was there for a long 14 or 15 years. Something happened to Calcutta because his main house was in Calcutta. So he came back only for 3-4 days to attend some program was there in Calcutta. So he thought 3-4, I am all right. Every day I walk to the river and bathe, I go to the temple. Physically I am all right. So 3-4 days I will go and come back again. So after 12 or 15 years continuously living there, no death came. The poor man who came to Calcutta for 3 days, second day he died in Calcutta. 15 years he was there. So when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says it is true, but there are many other people who don't believe, so that is also there. The Narendra. The other day we went to visit Mahimacharan, and Sri Ramakrishna smiling, well, and Narendra, I have never before met such a dry Jnani. Dry Jnani means he is thinking that he is following the path of knowledge. In reality, he has not understood it and not truly practicing. So, dry Jnani. So, Sri Ramakrishna is smiling. What was the matter, Narendra? He asked us to sing, and the Gangadhar, his friend, he sang, Radha is resorted to life by hearing her Krishna's name. The Radha, that is, you know that in Hinduism, the Radha and Krishna, Radha is the excellent example of devotion. So Radha, she was almost like the dead. So the friends came and then they repeated the name of Krishna. Just hearing the name of Krishna, she came back to life as if. Then that man reaction, because he's a Jnani, so he don't like to listen about the Krishna. Oh, hearing that song, Mahimacharan said, why such song here? I don't care for love and all such nonsense. Can you imagine? So this is called the dry knowledge. Some people, they think, oh, that is all. But when millions of people are following that path, including Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, personalities like such the great personalities, devotion, Sri Ramakrishna himself, and how could he say that is not true? It is a valid path. What is there? There is a valid path. By that way also one can reach to the goal. If you don't like, that is okay. But why deny like that? As because you do not understand this. So what happened when some people they have learned, suppose a father is a physicist. He knows about physics. So he will think that my son will also study physics. But son told, no, I love music, so I will study music, and by that way. No. What music? Music is nonsense, nothing. Sometimes you can go and listen to the music. There are so many cassettes you can hear. But to study the physics, so you will get. Now, by that way, we are thinking physics is the only thing, because he knows that. So that way also it's called dry. But are not people there, the musicians, very famous, very successful, and satisfied people? We don't accept that. That's called dry knowledge. I love this is for me, it is okay. But that is, no, it should not be. That's called dry. Why? They are not aware of it. Some people, they'll be constantly criticizing those who are following the path of knowledge. In their talks, in their lectures, in their conversation. Constantly. Why? You are following the path of devotion, go, no problem. The God is there. And then someone was telling, there's a very, the way, there was actually all other, the leaders of the different type of faiths, they were there. The one gentleman, suddenly he stood up and said, see, my God is Jesus, and I believe only Jesus is there and no other gods are there. Then why you are here to listen? Because it was declared that the different faith leaders will be there. So natural. He suffered. He went over there, he heard and he suffered. My God is Jesus, and I like to only worship God, Jesus. Very good. Your God is separate. Very good. You go. I am not disturbing you. You also should not disturb me. That's all. But no, only Jesus. Why you people should not believe? That is up to us. Why you are coming? So this is called dry knowledge. He never loves Jesus. He cannot. Those who narrowed their mind and thinking, we are the great devotee. No, they are not. Because God is love and God has created different varieties of people and beings. All this creation is His. And he created me like this. He gave me the faith that is Hinduism. And I grew up in that. Who created all that? God. Then why blame me? This is the thing. If I love God, if I believe God, I should believe that God has created all this. So this is the truth. One day, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's one direct disciple, Swami Premananda, he went to visit in the very famous temple, Jagannatha. And after visiting the temple, he was coming out, he found, in those days, it was the British rule, one missionary, Christian missionary, he was standing on the door and then criticizing the Jagannatha and the Hindu gods and goddesses. So obviously, after praying to God, he was coming back, he didn't like it. But instead of opposing, he started singing in the glory of God. And then all people joined. So naturally, this man who was delivering the talk, whatever 10, 15 people they were there listening, they also joined to the Swami, and they all were singing and dancing. He became afraid because they have become a group. If they come and attack, he left. You know who came to the Premanandaji? Sri Ramakrishna himself. In his dream, he came and he told, that is me also. I was criticizing myself. What is that to you? Can you imagine? In the form of that, I came and I was criticizing. What is that to you? Go and next day, he had to get up and go and search for that person and then said, I am sorry. Okay, you can do whatever you like. And that is called Catholicity. That is called Catholicity. How? Because I know, this is after the realization only, that after the realization, there are three different stages of truth. One is Paramarthika, supreme truth. So obviously, this is the supreme truth. But Vyavaharika is there, and the practical. In the practical level, of course, you should be careful. You have to protect yourself. You have your own way of protection, that is different. But when we are discussing about the Paramarthika, this is the reality. Can you imagine? How can we be narrow-minded? So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, and they had a nice laugh, because that gentleman, the Mahimacharan, used to say that I am the follower of the Jnana, but in reality, he could not. But the dry people, dry knowledge is like this. Dry bhakta, very dangerous. You know the dry bhakta? They actually, this only emotion, no discrimination. Only emotion, no discrimination. I was observing the movie, English movie, and somehow at the village, the father, he thought, someone told him that there is a girl and she is the last descendant of the devil. If we can kill her, then there will be no devil in the world. Now, in the medieval age, that was like this. So he took it in the head that I have to find out that girl and then we should kill that girl so that last descendant of the devil will go. And this is only emotion, no discrimination. He found an orphan girl and he was helping the orphan girl to grow, just like his own daughter. Then afterwards, somehow he came to know, somebody told another person, this is the girl, look at her eye, this must be that. Who told? A very nice girl, very sweet girl, but he started thinking, oh my God, how can I kill her? But no, I have to do something. Then he decided, I myself won't kill, I will take her to some place, etc. All this movie. But thing is, he's not discriminating. I picked up that little baby lying on the street and I helped her to grow up. This is just like my daughter. I never saw her behaving any wrong way. How can I say that she is the devil just because somebody said that? What is how you can say that is the last descendant of the devils? So this is called, the devotion is there, but no discrimination, only emotion. So only emotion, no discrimination, no bichara, no understanding, they are dangerous. And the dry, oh no, this is only there is nothing, only the knowledge. And now you are not practicing. A person is suffering. Oh, no, he is not suffering. It's the karma phala, he is suffering. And actually it is not suffering, that it is God who is suffering. Are, now you have to give food to him. As a dry knowledge is dangerous. So you have to have the practicality also. In reality, of course, everything is God. But when a dog is coming to bite you, what you will do? You should have to protect yourself. Oh no, God and me are same. Why? God will come and bite, and you have to go and take the injection. So that type of foolishness should not be there. There is a paramarthika satya and vyavaharika satya. The vyavaharika satya is this moment I know I have to protect myself. This is my religion, this is my country, and I have to protect myself. Of course. Who said that you should not? Oh, you must do. But at the same time, harming others, criticizing others, having the enmity, that also should not. So this, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna making us aware that you should not be a dry jnani or only emotional foolish bhakta. Don't become a foolish bhakta, he said again and again.
So the first question is, Bob is asking, Shri Krishna is said to be a manifestation of Goddess Kali. In the Tantra, is Sri Ramakrishna also a manifestation of the goddess?
That is true. And they say the direct disciples of the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, they saw Sri Ramakrishna as Goddess Kali. Kali means, you have to understand this, now God is working. When anyone is working, including God, that means power is manifesting, that power is called Kali. It's not a male form or female form, that power. Sri Ramakrishna is considered Parabrahma Parashakti, Jagat Rupa Ramakrishna. He is that Parabrahma. Para means highest, Brahma means consciousness. Para means again highest. Shakti means manifestation of the power. God said, let there be light, and there was light. But that transaction, the power, what is that? Hindus, they call Kali. That is the power. Sri Ramakrishna himself is Kali. Thank you.
Ed3 is asking, are the Gyanis you are discussing, is it about Jivan Muktas? Here I am referring to the context of Jivan Mukti and Vidya Mukti.
Videha.
Vidya.
Videha Mukti. Videha means they also get liberation after dying, after giving up this body. B means negative, deha, this body. When they are not having this body, they get liberation. Why? There is no desire. So their mind is not coming back and not getting associated. And Jivana Mukti, when they are in this world, at the same time, they are liberated because they are not attached. So when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, the Jnani also come back, they are all Jivan Muktas. The Jivan Mukta, that terminology used by Shankaracharya, but there's a Mukta Jnanis, so obviously Jivan Muktas, not Videha. Thank you.
Samir is asking, I have been worshipping so many deities in all the months, difficult to concentrate my attention to the three supreme living beings. How to overcome?
You know, Sumir, you have to have the faith. All gods and goddesses are the manifestation of the same power. So why so many varieties of the deities? Because we wanted to see God in that form. There are ladies, they love Krishna, but they're not the young Krishna who is standing in the war field. They love baby Krishna. Now for them, if you go and say, worship this, the Krishna with all the chakra and other. They say, no, 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 not this Krishna, baby Krishna. The same thing. So they are baby Krishna, they are mothers, they have that love, so the affection for the baby Krishna. So we create gods and goddesses out of our own will, and we like to see God in that form. If you understand this, you need not to, you can keep those photos and the images, but only one God or goddess, whoever you love, you can think that is the Sarvo Deva Devi Sarupaya. We think, because we are the followers of Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna is the Sarva Deva Devi Sarupaya. All gods and goddesses has taken this form. That is there. So by that way, your mind will be one pointed, and that will give you the benefit. Thank you.
Abhishek Banerjee is asking if somebody dies in Vrindavan, will they have liberation?
Well, that's a good question. But you know that the faith is, of course, the Vrindavan. Many people, they don't like to go out of the Vrindavan. They always like to remain in the Vrindavan because they don't get liberation. They don't want liberation, you know. This is a very beautiful one city called Vrindavan, another is called the Kashi and Benares. In the Benares, it is knowledge, and in the Vrindavan, it is devotion. And if you go over there, they won't even say Krishna, they will say Radha, Radhe, Radhe. That is the devotion. Radha means not the lady, Radhe means the devotion. So we are all devotee of God. God is one. We are all the devotee. So Radhe, Radhe. So they don't like liberation. They like the company of God. After the death, I will go to the abode where God is living. I'll be living with God. I'll be cooking for God. I'll be traveling with God. So Salakka, Sayujya, Saruppa, Shasti, these are the desires of the devotees. But if you come to this the Shiva temple in the Kashi, they never talk about that. They say we need liberation. We don't like to come back again. So whenever they meet each other, Shiva, Shiva. So that Shiva means the absolute purity. And in the absolute purity, there is no desire. But in the devotion, a desire. What is the desire? I like to be near God. So this is the two difference. They don't like to get liberation, but they like the company of God. And here, not God, but liberation. These two. Thank you, friends. It is wonderful that we could meet and talk. Let us chant this mantra and conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.